Wish Pond Road. I press a button on the side of my watch, and the face lights up. It's only 8:30 in the morning, and we've been driving for 2 hours. I feel sick. The problem is I don't know if I'm car sick or moving sick. I clutch my stomach and lean over the front seat. "How much longer?" I moan. "An hour," says Dad. "Quiet," grumbles Max. He stretches and puts his feet on my side of the seat. "I'm trying to sleep." I hold my nose and push Max's sticky feet back to his side of the car. I don't see how Max can even think about sleeping on a day like today. We're moving and my brain is filled with questions. I tap Dad on the shoulder. "Tell me why our street is named Wish Pond Road." Dad smiles at me in the rearview mirror. "Do you want to hear the legend of the Wish Pond?" Dad already told me this story, but I'm having a hard time deciding if I think it's true. I shrug. I don't want Dad to get the wrong idea and think I'm excited about moving to a street named Wish Pond Road. I do want to hear the story again. Dad clears his throat. Legend has it that many years ago, a farmer and his wife lived on a large and beautiful farm right here where our street is now. "What did they have on the farm?" I ask. "Good question," says Dad. "They had just about everything a farmer and his wife could want. They had cows and pigs and chickens and goats. They had corn and barley and wheat and hay. The only thing they didn't have that they wanted were children." "How sad," says Mom. "Yes," Dad says. This made the farmer and his wife very sad indeed. Sometimes while the farmer was out tending to the cows and the pigs and the chickens and the goats, the farmer's wife would go sit by herself on the edge of a small pond in the middle of the farm. One day, she picked up a rock, threw it into the pond, and made a wish. "I wish I had a little boy or a little girl to sit next to me by this pond." And to her amazement, her wish came true. The farmer's wife was blessed with a baby boy. Max stretches across the back seat. "Lucky for her, she got a boy." I roll my eyes at Max. I bet once he was old enough to talk, she wished she could turn him into a girl. "Quiet, you two. Let me finish the story," says Dad. "The farmer's wife thought it was possible that her good fortune had come from throwing the rock into the pond," continues Dad. "So she threw another rock into the pond and again wished for a child. This time, she and the farmer were blessed with a beautiful baby girl." I grin at Max. Dad keeps talking. Now, certain that the pond had magical powers, the farmer's wife decided to make one more wish. She threw another rock into the pond, and this time, as was her wish, she was blessed with twins. "Boys or girls?" I asked Dad. "I don't really know," says Dad, "and I don't think it matters. The story is that the farmer and his wife and their children lived long and happy lives on the farm." "That was a long time ago," continues Dad. "Now the farm is gone, but the pond is still there. And those who know it believe it is a wish pond, and that anyone who lives on this street can make 3 wishes, and they'll come true." Dad stops his story. I sit quietly for a few minutes. There's something I've wanted to ask him since the first time I heard this story. "Dad, how do you know the wish pond works?" He smiles at me in the mirror. "I don't know if it works. We'll have to try it and see. But I think the question you have to ask yourself is if you believe in magic." Cheeseburger stretches across my lap. I hope the wish pond works. There are lots of things I've been wishing for lately, like having someone to play with on our new street. I rub Cheeseburger's back. "Hey, Dad, do any kids live on Wish Pond Road?" "I saw some kids outside playing when I went to check on the house last week." I cross my fingers. Did you see any 8-year-old girls who look like they didn't have a best friend? Max sits up. Did any of them have wings and feathers and a head the size of a peanut? If so, they'd make a perfect friend for Mallory. I glare at Max. The first thing I'm going to do when we get to Wish Pod Road is throw a rock in the wish pod and wish for a different brother. Max takes a donut out of a bag. He shoves it in his mouth and gets crumbs all over his shirt. You actually believe in magic? I look at the mess he's made. So? Max shoves in another donut. So you would. Now there are crumbs all over the back seat. What's that supposed to mean? Max looks at me like he can't believe I don't know what he's talking about. It means you're always doing dumb things and believing in a magic wish pond is just another dumb thing. Max, be nice. Mom gives him a close your mouth look, but Max ignores it. It's true, he says. Remember when she tried to fly and the whole neighborhood saw her do it? I'll never forget the day Marianne and I tried to fly. We taped garbage bags to our arms and skated down the street. Our plan was for the garbage bags to fill with air and lift us off the ground when we flapped our arms. Only, too bad for us, the plan didn't work like we thought it would. Big deal, I say to Max. I bet a lot of kids wish they could fly like birds. Yeah. Max pops another donut into his mouth. But most kids know the difference between birds and humans. I pick powdered sugar crumbs off my side of the seat. I bet most birds are neater eaters than my brother. I lean over the seat and shake Mom's shoulder. Hey, Mom, what's sitting in the back seat and looks like it got lost in a snowstorm? What? Mom turns around. Max! Messy Max! I laugh so hard my face hurts. Mom tells Max to wipe his mouth and brush the powdered sugar off his shirt. Don't worry about me, says Max. Just look at the back seat, I say. But Max looks right at me. You mess things up in our own neighborhood. Try not to do it in the new neighborhood, too. I'm not going to mess up anything, I shout. That's enough, says Dad. He turns the car onto a small street. A sign says Wish Pod Road. Neat rows of 2-story white houses with green shutters and black front doors line both sides of the street. Dad pulls the car into a driveway of a 2-story white house with green shutters and a black front door. We're here, he says. Number 17 Wish Pond Road. I get out of the car and look at my new house. It looks like all the other houses on the street. I think about the farmer's wife at the pond and how her wishes came true. Then I close my eyes and make a wish. I wish I didn't have to move into a white house with green shutters and a black door on a street called Wish Pond Road. I hope my wish comes true. But if it doesn't, I hope I don't get confused and go into the wrong house. The girl next door. Time for the official McDonald's family tour, says Dad. He pushes open the front door to 17 Wish Pond Road, and we follow him inside. First, he shows us the family room, then the living room, then the dining room, then the laundry room. I yawn. The only thing official about this tour is that it's officially boring. Now for the bedrooms, says Dad. He leads us into a bedroom downstairs. Wow, Max and I say at the same time. This tour just got interesting. This room is so big you could fit an elephant into it. I can't wait to call Marianne and tell her about my new room. Max, this is your room, says Dad. Follow me, I'll show you, Mallory. We walk through a bathroom. You two have to share, he says. Max makes a face like he's going to puke. I don't want to share a bathroom with him either, but I can't wait to see my room. Dad takes us into another bedroom. It looks like Max's room, but there's one big difference. It's tiny. This room is for a mouse, I say. I want the other room. Taken, says Max. Not fair. I stamp my foot. Cheeseburger and I have to share a room. This one is too small for the both of us. Too bad, says Max. Mom and I discussed it, says Dad. It's the only fair way. Max is older. Dad! I give him my I'm your only daughter look. I nudge Cheeseburger to give him an I'm your only cat look, but neither look does much good. The doorbell rings. End of conversation, says Dad. He walks out of my room and I hear him greet the movers. I look around my room, but it doesn't look like it belongs to me. It just looks like 4 white walls with none of my stuff on them. I take my Cat of the Month calendar out of my backpack and stick it on one of the walls with a pushpin. I pick up Cheeseburger. Home, not so sweet home, I whisper in her ear. We go outside and sit on the front porch. The movers are taking our stuff off the truck. Everything is wrapped in blankets, so it doesn't even look like our stuff. Then I get a horrible thought. What if it's not? What if the wrong moving truck showed up? What if we got somebody else's stuff and they get all of ours? I put my head down on Cheeseburger. I want to call Mary Ann. But what would I say? Hi, Mary Ann. Guess what? All the houses on my street look alike. I can't even tell which one is mine. My room is so small, I don't think there's enough air in there for Cheeseburger and me to make it through the night. And I'm probably going to have to wear some other kids' clothes because the wrong moving truck showed up with somebody else's stuff. But I am so glad we moved. I decide to not call Mary Ann yet. A door slams and I jump. A girl in a bathing suit walks out of the house next door and into her front yard. When she looks over, I wave. She doesn't wave back. Maybe she's shy, I whisper in Cheeseburger's ear. She sits in a lawn chair, props her feet up on an ice chest, and puts on dark glasses and headphones. The girl next door looks like a movie star. Maybe things on Wishpond Road won't be so bad after all. I pick up Cheeseburger. Let's go introduce ourselves. I walk up to her chair. Hi, I say in my friendliest voice. She doesn't move. Her music is probably so loud she can't hear me. I try again, louder this time. Hi! She doesn't move. I tap her on the shoulder and use my outdoor voice. Hi, I'm Mallory. I'm moving in next door. You can probably tell because of the moving truck in my front yard. The girl next door takes off her glasses and looks at me. You're in my sun. I move to the other side of the chair. Hey, I say. I'm Mallory McDonald. Like the restaurant, but no relation. She takes her headphones off her ears. Winnie Winston. Hey, that is so cool, I say. Mallory McDonald, double. Winnie Winston, double. Get it? Winnie looks at me like I sneezed on her. What I don't get is why you say everything 3 times. Is something wrong with you? I think for a second. I have 6 mosquito bites on my ankle, but other than that, I'm fine. I shake my head. Then why do you say things 3 times? Asks Winnie. It's weird. I start to tell Winnie it's not weird, it's my style, but I decide not to. I might decide to change my style. Are you 8? I ask Winnie. I'm 8. Winnie stands up straight in front of me. She looks down at me, but she doesn't have to look too far. She's not much taller than I am. Do I look like I'm 8? I look from the bottom of Winnie's feet to the top of her head. Sort of. It's hard to tell. Winnie stands up straighter. I'm 10. I'll be 11 in 2 weeks. My brother Max is turning 11 too. Big deal. Winnie yawns. Millions of kids are turning 11. I look at Winnie's bathing suit. Were you going to swim in the Wish Pond? I could put on my bathing suit and go with you. Winnie points to a pond at the end of our street. First of all, that thing isn't a wish pond. Everybody knows it's just a plain old pond, and it's the last place I want to go swimming. Winnie wraps her towel around her waist and looks at me. Don't think we're going to be friends just because we live next door. She puts her sunglasses on and walks back in her house. She doesn't even bother to pick up her chair. I pick up Cheeseburger. No problem. I'll just go see the Wish Pond myself. I carry Cheeseburger to the end of my street. I love my cat, but I really wanted my first trip to the Wish Pond to be with a new friend. I sit down with Cheeseburger on a big rock on the edge of the pond. Maybe Winnie is right. Maybe it is just a plain old pond. But it looks like fun to get your feet wet in here. I rub Cheeseburger's back. What do you think of the girl next door? I ask her. But Cheeseburger doesn't say a word. I pick up a little rock on the edge of the pond and squeeze it in my hand. I wish someone nice lived next door to me. I throw my rock into the water. I've met the girl next door, and I don't think there's much hope of that wish coming true. Joke juice. The calendar on my wall tells me something I don't want to know. I've lived here for 2 whole days and I still don't have a friend. I sit down at my desk and scratch my head. Then I get out a pencil and make a list. Things I need to make new friends. 1 table, 1 folding chair, 1 pitcher of juice, paper cups. First, I look for a table and folding chair. In my old house, I knew where to look for stuff. I have to look in 3 closets before I find what I need. I set up the table and chair in our front yard. Then I go into the kitchen and get out a big pitcher. Time to make joke juice. The problem is I've never made it before, so I'm not sure what's in it. I decide to use the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 method. 1 carton orange juice, 2 cans grape soda, 3 cups chocolate milk, 4 tablespoons spaghetti sauce, 5 drops blue food coloring, salt, pepper, stir. I hold the pitcher up to the light and add more spaghetti sauce. I hope joke juice tastes better than it looks. I take the pitcher outside and put it on the table. Then I go to my room and make a sign. When I'm done, I read it to Cheeseburger. Meet the amazing Mallory. Watch her drink joke juice. Listen to her tell funny jokes. Cost free. I hurry outside, tape it to the front of the table and sit down. All I have to do now is wait. A boy rides over on a skateboard. A small black dog follows him. It sits when he snaps his fingers. Hey, I'm Joey, he says. I live next door. I read his shirt. I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. I think I need to speak to my lawyer. I'm Mallory, and I've never met a kid who has his own lawyer. My grandpa gave me this shirt. Joey grins. He's my lawyer, and he lives with me. You live with your grandpa? And my dad and my sister. What about your mom? I asked Joey. Joey stops grinning. She died, so my grandpa came to live with us. I feel like someone punched me in the stomach. I don't know anyone whose mom died. I can't imagine what it would be like if my mom died. I'm sorry about your mom, I tell Joey. It's okay, he says. It happened a long time ago. Is Winnie your big sister? I don't like to tell people that when I first meet them, says Joey, but We share the same gene pool. I'm not exactly what you'd call her favorite person. I know what you mean. I swat a mosquito off my face. My brother, Max, feels the same way about me. I point to Joey's dog. Is he yours? Joey snaps his fingers. Murphy, shake. Murphy holds up a paw and I shake it. I giggle. I'm not used to shaking paws with my neighbors. How did he learn to shake? Joey rubs behind Murphy's ears. Murphy could do a lot of tricks. Joey claps his hands. Murphy lies down on the ground and rolls over. Wow! I pick up Cheeseburger and introduce her to Joey. I would tell her to shake, but she doesn't know how. Maybe we could teach her, says Joey. Teaching Cheeseburger to do cat tricks sounds like fun. Then I remember my pinky swear to Marianne. I'll never be friends with any boy next door. I don't say a word. What's joke juice? Joey asked me. I hold up the picture. Showing him how joke juice works does not exactly make us friends. Gross, he says. Magic, I say. When I drink it, I'll be able to tell a joke without having to think of one. Want to see? Joey nods. I pour some joke juice into a cup. It smells like rotten tomatoes. Ugh. I close my eyes and take a sip. I hope I don't throw up. I open my eyes and take a deep breath. What does a raccoon get when it rains? What? Asked Joey. Wet. Good one. Joey laughs. Want to hear another one? I take a sip of joke juice. I'm ready to tell my joke while Winnie walks over to my stand. What's joke juice? I start to explain, but Winnie interrupts me. Yeah, I can read, so let's hear a joke. How do you make a Dalmatian disappear? Winnie puts her hands on her hips. How? Spot remover. Great joke. Joey slaps his forehead. Winnie rolls her eyes. First of all, that's not what you use spot remover for. And second of all, you don't need special juice to tell a joke that dumb. My stomach feels funny. Maybe it's from the joke juice. Watch again. I take another sip. What do you call a stupid skeleton? What? Asks Winnie. A bonehead. Joey cracks up. Winnie stares at me. Are you as good at spelling as you are telling jokes? I'm a pretty good speller. I nod my head. Do you know what this word spells? B-O-R-I-N-G. Winnie stretches and pretends to yawn. What's going on? Max comes outside and reads my sign. Do you know the amazing Mallory? Winnie asks. Max looks at Winnie like she's Miss America. And then he looks at me like I'm a leftover pickle. I'm not in the mood for jokes, he says. He grabs my sign and my arm and drags me toward the front door. I'll be right back, I tell Joey and Winnie. Careful with that sign, I tell Max. I was just starting to make friends. Max squeezes my arm. Mom, Dad, he yells when we're inside. What's wrong? Mom rushes into the living room. Dad is right behind her. The amazing Mallory has done it again. Max shoves my sign in Mom's face. She's the laughingstock of Wishpond Road, and not because she tells funny jokes. Mom and Dad read my sign. Dad smiles. Come on, Max, says Mom. Mallory is just trying to make some new friends. Max starts to say more, but I don't stay to listen. I run into my room and slam the door. I get it. The only joke here is me. This is the end of part 2.